Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you for having me here today. It is great to be here because WISPA has been involved in the development of CBRS spectrum before it was even called CBRS. Hundreds of our members have used and are continuing to use the 3.65 gigahertz portion of the band, and hundreds more will use CBRS. So launching ICD is an incredibly important milestone, one that many of our members are participating in. This is the culmination of years of dreaming and then the hard work required to realize those dreams. We have actively collaborated with many in this room through setting standards at WinForum and with the CBRS Alliance, our gracious hosts here who have been laser focused on creating a brand and business case for OnGo. So many people and parties have worked together and collaborated on this that it's really incredible that we are here today. We want to thank all of those parties for their magnificent efforts to make this day a possibility, especially our government partners, the Department of Defense, NTIA, and the FCC for seeing the promise in this underutilized band and nurturing the process through its many steps and challenges to bring us to where we are today. At the outset, CBRS spectrum seemed fraught with innumerable and seeming insurmountable challenges. So the question must be asked, why would any person or group of people want to change that? And I think the answer is pretty simple. If successful, the reward would be immense. With spectrum at being at such a premium, shared spectrum, like what we've accomplished through opening up the CBRS band, squeezes more juice from this incredibly limited resource. The SAS's work enables a use it or share it model, which in effect boosts spectrum output by making more effective use of it. This work and this model have important consequences for the unserved and underserved in America's heartland. A host of sources show that between 17 and 27 million rural Americans lack broadband, marginalizing their participation in the digital economy. 15% of our working population, or 37 million individuals over the age of 16, live in these areas, yet a vast majority of them don't have access to high-speed broadband services. This isn't right, and it must change. Broadband has become an essential part of all Americans' lives. As such, it is a national priority to get all Americans online, no matter where they live. Spectrum represents an important answer to that. This is especially true in far-flung, sparsely populated regions of America. The economics of traditional broadband are daunting. Wiring individuals to the internet is time-consuming and very expensive. Over the past decade, U.S. policymakers have spent tens of billions of dollars to physically wire rural America, yet still more than a quarter of that populace lacks broadband. WISPs fill that gap. 6 million primarily rural individuals, households, and businesses get their broadband from WISPs. With adequate rural spectrum, high-speed broadband service can be brought to the unserved virtually overnight, and at about 15% of the cost of wiring with fiber. Stated simply, the stubborn digital divide can be solved not in a matter of decades, but a matter of months. CBRS spectrum is prime mid-band real estate. Its propagation's characteristics will serve many uses: OnGo, point-to-multipoint, backhaul, and many others. For many of our WISPA members, CBRS spectrum will help alleviate the spectrum crunch they experience on a daily basis and help them deliver better service to more rural Americans. Companies like WISPA ISP in Muscoda, Illinois, Pocket iNet in Walla Walla, Washington, or Micrologic in Buchanan, West Virginia, will set up their access points on grain legs, water towers, and will use them to enable digital flourishing, helping rural Americans access the same benefits their connected urban counterparts do. But the CBRS experiment is much more than that too. With CBRS, a new manner of spectrum usage has been born: dynamic sharing. The techniques refined here will show that those already using the spectrum can be protected from harmful interference while safely accommodating new entrants within this limited resource. We are excited for the future that this will bring and trust that the CBRS sharing model can be employed elsewhere, freeing it up for more efficient use by hungry wireless consumers. More to the point, this concept's successful deployment here means that sharing can easily be deployed in other areas of spectrum, bringing tens of millions more Americans online and giving tens of millions more service or more competition. Again, I want to thank everybody involved today. WISPA is proud to be a part of this tremendous, groundbreaking success. Thank you.